Over the past couple of weeks, Rocket League has found itself facing what could be its biggest hurdle to date. Bots are being used in rank to boost accounts beyond where they should naturally be, ruining the competitive experience for a lot of players. And we're not talking your bronze all-star bots here. The most common bot you'll see is called Nexto, and if you haven't heard of Nexto, it is currently the highest level bot publicly available, peaking at around the GC1 level. It was created by RL Gym and trained using reinforcement learning for over 250,000 hours of in-game time. But it wasn't created for the purpose of cheating. The RL Bot project was originally created for fun, so that people could play against different bots offline, create their own bots, and compete in bot tournaments. Again, all for fun. Unfortunately though, because this is all open source, some people have been able to adapt the code into something that also works online, and even make small adjustments to improve it further, like better kickoffs. And the problem is showing no signs of slowing down. Here is an unlisted video showing off what is essentially a Nexto-based botting client currently in development, with options to add split-screen bots and auto-queue and auto-leave games. So things are going to keep getting more accessible for the average user as time goes on. Now, we should also mention that cheating in Rocket League isn't new. There have been standard cheats for as long as you could create cheats for games, and these cheats are still being made, used and sold on forums to this day. Here's one I found being advertised in the last week. You can see things like ball prediction, boost timers, auto wall dashing, scripted kickoffs and a demo bot, with the demo bot being the only one we've really seen gain any exposure before. And I imagine that this is because all the others are not really noticeable in game. If someone gets a good read, a fast kickoff or chains some wall dashes together, you don't immediately think they're cheating. Worst case, you'd think they're smurfing. But when your opponent locks onto your car and demos you time and time again, or they have perfect ball control and flicks, that just isn't human, and you start to notice. And unfortunately, an RL bot based cheat really doesn't seem that hard to create. The most common way to make any kind of cheat in Rocket League, or any game for that matter, is to inject a DLL that contains your custom code into the game's process space. The hard part is knowing what code to actually write. You need to do a lot of reverse engineering to work out what memory addresses you can and need to read from and write to, and how to abstract that out into something easier to use. But if you can do that, you can practically do anything. In the case of Rocket League though, a lot of this reverse engineering has already been done. So really, anyone wanting to use an RL bot based bot in online games just has to read the data the RL bot framework requires, which is publicly available, pass that data to an instance of a bot like Nexto, let the bot calculate the player inputs, and inject that back into the game. Repeat this 120 times per second and you have a working bot online. And because, from what I can tell, Psyonix does allow third-party mods, a cheat like this can't really be distinguished from any other mod that uses the same technique. And what's also worrying is I was able to join at least 2 Discord servers actively helping people get their bots set up, and another promoting a fully packaged up version that requires no software development knowledge at all to use. And those were just the servers that didn't cost any money to join or access their bot. So should we be worried? Maybe. Rocket League has never really had to deal with any kind of blatant cheating before, and this is evidenced by the fact that there isn't even an option to report a player for cheating in-game. And as time goes on, if Psyonix doesn't act, this problem is only going to get worse. And if they do act, what could it mean for things like Backismod? Fixing the cheating problem might have to come at the cost of taking Backismod and any other mods down with it. Is that something we can accept? And even then, the cheat developers are already thinking of next steps if Psyonix does add anti-cheat to stop them. So maybe we go down the route of something like CSGO Prime. I really don't know. It feels like Psyonix is in an unfortunate position where whatever action they take might risk fracturing the Rocket League community. But if other games like CSGO can survive this, surely Rocket League can too. Let me know what you think in the comments. Will the problem get worse, and what should Psyonix do about it? Hopefully things can be resolved, but only time will tell.